Gurubhyo Namaha. Last week we saw up to the merchant coming towards the ashrama with a distressed face. He was looking very sad and dejected. Then king asked him why he is so dejected and what made him come to the forest and to the ashram. Now, this merchant answers king's questions. He says that his name is Samadhi. He has come to the forest because his wife, children and relatives all took away his wealth and abandoned him, chased him out of the house. That is the reason he has also come to the forest. King knows already, he knows his own story he has been going through. So he was wondering why the attachment is there even after coming to the forest, after leaving everything and coming. Why your mind is still in a turmoil, you are not able to comprehend, why it is happening. Why you have to have still that soft corner for those who have abandoned you. Or even for king, his own people only stood against him. That is the reason his own ministers, everyone were against him, his own people. Here we have to see the both there's a similarity between what has happened in both their lives. King was deserted by his fellow men, like his ministers and the servants and other officials in the kingdom. In the same way, who were very close to him. For that matter, those ministers and everybody was close to him in his kingdom. In the same way, here in merchant's life, his own wife, his children, and his servants, and his family, other extended family, all of them have deserted him. Why these things happen? So the thing is, the question that comes to them is, we all feel knowledgeable in our own way. We are good at something, anything it may be. Some people may be good at gardening, some people may be good at gardening in the best level, good at any art form, good at cooking, or good at architect means that designing a property, everything in their own field they are the best. You can say even one of the best person. There may be people who are not, as far as I am concerned, God has given the gift to everyone born in this world, some gift or the other. Even the poorest of the poor knows how to manage stuff. He is able to sleep on the, I used to wonder in the huge trucks and things, you see it will be filled with all gunny bags and this, or even the vegetables, he'll be sleeping on top of that. How he would get a sleep? When a person with thousands of rupees, he would have got a good mattress, he would not sleep. We don't know why it happens that is what people, you have something, you don't have something. It is like that. But what the limitation of our knowledge is that we feel because what we know everything. Whatever we know the best. Say if I am an artist, I paint. Painting is my forte. Then I feel that it is the same with other stuff also, and I know how it happens. Your knowledge in one thing does not warrant that you know everything. Raja was a good king. Suratha was a good king. His knowledge about administration, everything was the best. The concern that he had for his praja is the best. But still it means he has to face the same kind of a turmoil any other person would face. In the same way, the merchant who was a wealthy person, who had earned a lot of money, he was born in a wealthy family. After he was abandoned by his own fellow men, he also has the same doubt. So which actually makes them wonder? We are best in our system, but still why we have to go through this turmoil? This comes to their head. This is the gist of what we did on Tuesday. So now we will come to each and every word. Vaishyo Vacha. Vaishya says, he has to now answer the questions of the Raja. Samadhir Nama Vaishyoham. My name is Samadhi and I am a merchant. I am a merchant named Samadhi. Utpanno Dhaninam Kule. I was born in a wealthy family. Putra Dharai Nirastascha Dhanalobhat Asadubhi. That is what, now, when we read it, normally we say Dhanalobhada Sadubhi. Actually, the meaning will get distorted if we say Dhanalobhada Sadubhi. Dhanalobhat Asadubhi. That is how it is split. Asadubhi means, Asadhu means wicked people. Dhanalobhat means that being avaricious or greedy. So, because of their greediness, the wicked people, that my own wife and my children, nirastascha, abandoned me, cast me out because of their greed. Dhana lobhat asadubhi. They are wicked and they are greedy about taking away all my property, all my wealth. That is the reason they cast me out. They abandoned me. So, putra dharai nirastascha. Nirastascha is abandoning. Dhana lobhat is greedy about money, dhanam, wealth. Asadubhi is wicked people. Wicked in heart, my wife and my children who are greedy of my wealth took away everything from me and chased me out. Okay? So, Samadhir Nama Vaishyoham Utpanno Dhaninam Kule Putra Dharai Nirastascha Dhanalobhat Asadubhi. Vihinascha Dhanar Dharai. Now I don't have any money. Vihinascha Dhanai. I am a destitute now. Dharai Putrai Radhaya Medanam. My destitute of my riches, my wife, I don't have my wife, I don't have my children, I don't have my wealth. Putrai Radhaya Medanam. My wealth is taken by them. Adhyayam means they have taken my wealth. So they have taken my wealth from me. That is the reason Vanamapyagatho Dukhi. I have arrived in the forest distressed because I am now without any money. My family is not there with me. My wife and children took away all my wealth and chased me out. Now I have arrived in the forest distressed. Nirastascha, abandoned. Nirastascha bandhubihi. Nirasta means abandoned, being abandoned. Apta bandhubihi. Apta means very trusted people. My family, I was trusting my family so much. You will obviously trust your wife and children. So, apta bandhubihi. Nirastascha apta bandhubihi. Nirastascha apta bandhubihi. The people who I trusted, my trusted kins, they abandoned me, they banished me. He was not able to get over that aspect, like, how your own people can cast you out, no? Soham na vedmi putrana kushala kushalatmika. Soham, I am here now. Na vedmi, I don't know. Kushala kushalatmika. Kushala akushala. Kushala means good fortune. Akushala means ill fortune. If good fortune has fallen on my children or ill fortune has, I don't know what happened. Now that I have come here. Soham na vedmi putrana, being here, I don't know what has befallen my children. Putranam kushala kushalatmikam. Pravrittim swajananam. So what is the fate of my family? The family means kinsmen. Swajananam. Swajanana means my own people. What is the fate of my own people? Pravritti means fate. Pravrittim swajananam. Dharanam chatra samstitah. What my wife is enduring. Maybe they are punishing her also. We don't know what she is going through. So he says, like, what happened to my children? His three things are very clear. What happened to my children? What has befallen them? Whether they are good fortune or ill fortune, whatever it is. Kushala kushalatmika. And pravrittim swajanana, the fate of my people. Dharanam chatra samstitha means enduring. What my wife is going through, what my wife is enduring. Okay? Kimnu tesham grihe kshemam akshemam kimnu sampratham. Sampratham means at present. Is good fortune or misfortune there at home? What is happening? Whether somebody else has cheated them, my family, and taken away the wealth, so they are all like completely their life is doomed. I don't know what happened to them, because we have to understand, like, it is not that today we start, tomorrow we reach the forest. They must have walked maybe quite a long time to come to the forest. From the Raja came in the horse. The king came on a horse. So that was a different thing. But whereas this guy must have walked through the thing. So we don't know how many days. That is the reason. At present, he says. At present, sampratham. Kimnu tesham grihe kshemam akshemam kimnu sampratham. What is happening in my home, at home, whether good fortune or misfortune has happened. Kshema, akshema. Katham te kimnu sadvritta, durvritta kimnu mesudha. My children, me sutha. Sutha means children. My children. How are my children? Kimnu me suthaha. Katham te kimnu sadvritta, durvritta. Is their behavior virtuous or vile? Still he is hoping that his children will be virtuous. After them chasing him out, that doesn't show any children being so virtuous. No? If they are so virtuous, they would not have chased him out. Even after that has happened, knowing very well how children will chase the father out, but they have done it here. He is still wondering whether they are virtuous or satvritta or durvritta, virtuous or vile. The best is now. Raja ko doubt aata hai. Raja is doubt, has got a doubt now. Yair nirastho bhavam lubdhair putra dhara dibhir dhanaihi. Lubdhair, bhavan lubdhair. These greedy putra dhara, wife and your children, the greedy sons and wife and others. Okay? Who disposed you of your wealth? Who took away all your wealth? Yair nirastho bhavan lubdhair. Because their greediness, putra dara debhir dhanaihi. Your wealth, they have taken it out, taken off from you. They are greedy, bhavan lubdhair. Those greedy sons and wife. Teshu kim bhavata sneham anubadnati manasam. Teshu kim bhavata sneham. Why does your mind still attach to them? Who is asking here? Raja is asking. We all do that because when things happen to us, we feel like, this is the worst thing that can happen to me. If something happened, the same thing would have happened to somebody else, that will not affect you that much as it affects you when it happens to you. No? There is one good saying. If you have to be so distressed sad about death, you will be always sad because people are dying everywhere. It is not the death that is saddens you. It is the bhadhyate, the connection of the dead. Who is no more, the connection you have with the person who is dead, that only makes you distressed. If death has to if you think about it, it is happening everywhere. The moment, the time that I am talking, I don't know how many are dying, whether naturally or unnaturally. No? We are not, the moment you open the TV, news you open, you see only death. You open the newspaper, you see, but how much it does bother us? Are we skipping our meal, or are we skipping going out anywhere? Or we are going to a movie, we just drop it off? No. If we have to, then we all will be distressed all the time. So what is it? Attachment to the dead only makes you sad. It is not the death. You are not scared of the death. Attachment to the dead who is no more, that only is sad. In the same way, this Raja, the same thing he has gone through. He feels that is the worst thing that can happen to a person. Now he is asking this merchant a question. Why your mind is still attached to those people who have chased you out? He is thinking of power, he is thinking of people. Two characters here. Ratha means good chariot, the one who owns a good chariot. Samadhi means in a state of samadhi. That is why the names are also given like that. Medasa means intellect. So he talks intellect, so he is called Medasa. So Ratha is a king, he thinks about his kingdom. He cannot think individually. He thinks about his kingdom, what has happened to the country or the people, whether they will be treated well. All those things are coming into his head because he is a king, he is a ruler. Merchant is an individual. He thinks about himself and his family around him. There are small things that is explained, which we are able to relate to in Mahatmyam through these characters, So why does your mind still attach to them and you feel affectionate towards people who chased you away, those greedy people? He says, Dana Bhavam, look there, greedy people. They were greedy and they took away all your wealth and they chased you, abandoned you. But why your mind is still attached to them? Then Vaishya says, Vaishya is a very probably a very stable person. Interesting, these are all the things that we have to learn from Mahatmyam. The first three varnas are these people. Medas belongs to the first varna. Raja is a Kshatriya, second varna. Medas is a Brahmin, he belongs to the first varna. Kshatriya is Raja, Raja is in the second varna, Kshatriya varna. Vaishya is a merchant, Samadhi, he belongs to the third varna. Just expand the thought like this. The three Varnas are supposed to be educated. They had a right to Vedas, learning Vedas. Whereas the fourth Varna, they were not given the chance to learn Vedas. But first three Varnas. So that probably gave them the confidence that they know everything. Because they have learned. But their human behavior is the same like those who have not read. Their behavior when they face a calamity in their life, the reaction that they give is the same as a normal person who is not that read. This is a kind of the reality check that Markandeya brings in this Devi Mahatmyam is really great. It's a reality check. Paper knowledge doesn't take you anywhere.
Instinct is to feel that.
Your instinct is because knowledge you feel always gives that kind of a feeling, that feel-good factor that I know so much. I am well read. But at when you are facing a crisis, you behave the same way. Where the knowledge is gone, whatever you have learnt, whatever you have yearned all these years, where that knowledge have gone? That is exactly what he is saying. Why, when he says he is also going through the same thing like him, but he feels like why he has to go through this. But he doesn't realize he is also going through the same thing. Being the king, he is still thinking about his kingdom, what he has lost, his own people ditching him. He is worried about everything. Why this turmoil that happens here? Very strange it is, as we progress in Devi Mahatmyam, we will understand, especially the first chapter is the best. Though it is the toughest, first chapter tells you what is life. What is life, and it relates to us so well. That is the thing, no? Evametat yatha, Vaishya says, Evametat yatha praha bhavan asmad gatham vachah. As you are talking, as you are asking me this question, the same question comes to my mind also. Evametat yatha praha. When you are asking me this question, Bhavan asmat gatam, the same thing comes to me also. The same question I ask myself, why I am attached to people who chased me out, who abandoned me. Kim karomi na badnati mama nishturatham. What can I do? My mind is not thinking to be cruel towards them. Nishturatham. Mama badnati, my heart is bound. My heart is bound not to be spiteful towards them. Because I am a person who follows dharma, I feel it is the duty of a husband to take care of his wife and children and their welfare. This is all not he has told, but he has meant that. He has meant that because I am not able to have that kind of animosity towards them, though I know that they abandoned me. But the duty of a person who is married is first towards his wife and children. I am still thinking of them only that way. I am not able to have any kind of animosity towards those people, though I know for very well that they have only abandoned me. Ye santyajya pidrusneham dhanalubdhair nirakritah pati svajanarhardham cha hardi teshveva me manah. He is wondering, one second. he is wondering why, for the sake of money, they let a father and a husband live. They compromised on the father, the relationship. Pitrusneham. Ye santyacha pitrusneham. Santyacha means to be left, abandoned. Why they abandoned the father? See, the relationship of a father you are not going to get. Pitrusneham, the affection of the father. In a person's life, the affection of both father and mother together is very, very necessary. Why they had to abandon the love of father, the affection of father, dhanalubdhair nirakritah. They have compromised, no, here. By taking that wealth. Why they compromised for the sake of the wealth? Why they compromised on the love of the father? Father, pati janahartam. Pati, for the wife, pati. For the relatives, a relative. That affection that you have lost for that barter system, no, you have just taken the money, you have lost all these things. You have lost a father's love and affection for you, and your husband's love, your relatives' love, your family. Why they gave up? Hardishveva me manaha. For the lust of this wealth, for the greediness they had towards this wealth to possess everything, they compromised on the love of a father, husband, and a relative. Why they did it? He is just thinking aloud, that's all. He feels like at any point of a time, you cannot compare these two. This is father's affection and a wife, husband's love, everything is much higher than whatever be the amount of wealth you have. But because of their greediness, they chose wealth than the father and husband. Kimetannabi janami janannabi mahamate. Janannabi mahamate. Oh wise one. Mahamate means a wise person. I recognize it. I understand this. Why should I have love and affection towards the one who chased me out? But still, kimetannabi janami. But I still do not know how my thoughts are drawn towards them. Yat prema pravanam chittam viguneshvapi badal. Viguneshvapi means unworthy. The people with not good heart. Gunadi is different. Good character. Vigune is not unworthy people, not good characters. Kinsfolk. Bandushu is kinsfolk, all your family. Yat prema pravanam chittam, the tendency to love, tendency to be drawn towards them. I still don't know why my thoughts are drawn towards those people who are not worthy of this, who are unworthy. Viguneshvapi bandushu. Kimetanabi, I don't know. I do not understand how my thoughts are tendency to be drawn towards them. Those I know very well, they are unworthy folks. Okay? Tesham krute me nishvaso dhaurmanastvam cha jayate. Dhaurmanasyam, dejected. Dhaurmanasyam means dukkham, dejected, absolutely dejected, despair. That is because of this nishvaso, I mourn, I sigh, I grieve. Dhaurmanasyam cha jayate. And because I sigh and I mourn, I try to overcome with despair. That is, dhaurmanasyam cha jayate. Tesham kruteme nishvasa. That is the reason I mourn, to overcome the dejectedness. Karomi kim yanna manas teshva priti shunishtara. What can I do? Even this pain has not hardened my heart. This is the worst that can happen to a person, being disowned by your own people, but still my heart is not tough on them. Even this pain has not hardened my heart. Kim karomi yanna manas teshva priti shunishtara. This pain, nishturam, the priti shunishtara, is this pain, even this pain has failed to harden my heart. That shows how a good person he is. These two people, when you see them, their personal character, Raja thinks about his praja there, because that is the nature of, he was the Raja, and so he thinks about his people. In the same way, he is not like, he wants them to be treated even by the enemies. He wanted the enemies to treat his praja and the servants very well. He is not, losing the kingdom is one thing, but his mind is still held on to the fact that they should treat these people very well. The enemies should treat my citizens, my praja very well. That is the thought he also has. In the same way, the merchant who was abandoned by his family, who was disowned by his family, still is not thinking bad for them. Still is only wondering whether they are all well, they are all good, they are all leading a good life. These two characters are the first stepping stone to spiritual life. You have to be good, irrespective of whatever happens in your personal life. The goodness in you should not go. That is the qualification to get into a spiritual life. Whatever bad happens, the goodness in you, you should not think bad about somebody who has done bad for you. Even to that extent, that goodness, when you have it, that is the first step. You are turning towards that direction. The next step is accepting that you have done a fault. Where your fault lies. Because it is our ego, it will just make us compromise so much. We never feel we are at fault any time. Even we have done some mistake, we will never feel that we are at fault. We will always try to push it on somebody else. To accept that we were at fault, that shows that your ego is not there. When these two approach the seer, the sage, and ask him, this is what is, first you have to identify what is your fault. And the next thing is, you have to accept that, okay, that it is done by me. How to get out of this? It needs a lot of courage to do that, no? Slowly it is coming to that. Markandeya says, Markandeya vacha tatasthav sahitav vipra tam munim samupasthitav. Samupasthita means approaching. Vipra is the sage, tam muni. Then together, tatasthav sahitav. Sahita means together, they approached the sage. Tatasthav sahitav vipratam munim samupastitav. Samadhir nama vaishyosav sacha parthiva sattamaha. Together the merchant named Samadhi and Suratha, the best of the kings. Samadhir Nama Vaishyosav Sacha Parthiva Sattamaha. Both of them, they are the best Sattamaha, the best of kings. The king who is the best of kings. They didn't say the name, but Samadhi, Parthiva is the king. Parthiva Sattamaha. So best of kings. Both of them approached the sage together. Kritva tuthau yathanyayam yatarham tena samvidam. They pay due respects to the sage. Sage is always considered superior to everybody because they have given up whatever we are enjoying. Whatever they could enjoy also, they gave up everything and they became a sage. Leah, you had to give up everything. You cannot sannyasi na ellam turandu poganum. Leah, turavi. So, there is a way to, even if you are a king or anybody for that matter, there is a way to go and pay respects to him whenever you see a sage. Whenever you see a tapasvi, you just go and pay respects to them, even if you are a king. That is what they say. After paying due respects to the sage, kritva tutau yathanyayam, whatever is due for him, Yatharham tena samvidham. Samvidham is the respects. They pay respects to the sage. Upavishtau katha kaschit chakraturvaishya parthivav. Then both the king and the merchant sat down. Upavishtau katha kaschit to tell their stories. Katha kaschit chakraturvaishya. Both merchant and the king sat down to tell their stories. Okay. Raja said, Rajovacha, Bhagavan Swam Aham Prashtum Ichhamekam Vadastvadad. Bhagavan Swam, revered sage, Bhagavan Swam Aham Prashtum. I wish Ichham Ekam. I have one wish to ask you. I wish to ask you one thing. I wish to ask you one thing. Prashtum, aham prashtum ichham ekam. Vadastvatad. Please reply. I want to ask you one thing. Only one ekam. He has to only one thing. Dukkhaya yanme manasa svachittaya tadam vina. Vina means without any control. Without any chittayat tatham vina. Without any control on your thoughts. My mind is grief-stricken. Dukkhaya yanme manasa. My mind is grief-stricken. I am grieving here. Svachittayat tatham vina. Without control of my thoughts. Without control of my thoughts, I am in a grief. My mind is grief-stricken. Without control of my thoughts. Janathopi yathanyasya kimetan munisattam. Janathopi, whatever I have lost, I know that they are not mine anymore. Once you lose it, it is not yours. The kingdom, the entire region, everything he has lost. So the entire Janathopi yathanyasya. Not know, I feel still the same feeling about things that I have lost, though I know they are not mine. They are not mine anymore. I have lost it. But I still feel for them. Feel for the kingdom and the region, people, everything. Though I know very well I don't, they are not mine anymore and I have lost it. Why should I feel like I still want them? So I think why it is happening, what is happening, all those things come into head as though that is all yours, though it is no more yours. Why I am not able to cut off and come here and take it for conclusively that they are not mine, let me not think about it. Are we able to do it? No, we are not able to do it. We still feel as though that we are connected with them, those lost things. Kimetan Muni Sattama, how can this be? Muni Sattama, venerable sage. I have lost everything, my kingdom is gone, my entire people, entire realm is gone. They are not mine. But I still behave as though they are all still mine. Why these things happen? With me, that is about him. Then he talks about his friend now, the Samadhi Vaishya. Ayam cha nikruta putrai dharai bruttais tathojitaha. Nikrutha means deserted. Putrai, children. Dhare, wife. Bhrityais are servants. Humiliated. Deserted. This Nikrutha means you are, it is as good as humiliated and deserted. They have taken away everything from him and left him alone. So, this fellow has been, he says, this fellow has been humiliated, deserted by his wife and children and his servants. Svajanene cha santyakta. Santyakta means, I told you, abandoned. He is abandoned by his own people. Svajanena cha santyakta. Santyaktas. Teshu hardim tathapyadi. But still he feels exceeding affection for them, for those people who left him. Why this has to happen? Evamesha yathaham pyadhyanta dukkhidam. The same is with me also. Evamesha tathaham. For me also the same thing. I have lost everything, I have left everything and come, still I feel I have been thinking only about the kingdom that I have left behind. Like he is thinking about his own people, I have been thinking about my kingdom. Dvava pyadhyanta dukkita. We both are increasingly utmost distressed because of this fact. Losing is one thing, but still why you are attached to that question, no, that is eating their head. Why I am still attached to the things that I have lost? So that makes both of them even more distressed than actually it is added upon, So we both are at most distressed. Dvava adhyanta dukkhita. Atyantha is the increasingly dukkhita is distressed. Drishta doshe bhi vishaye mamatva krishta manasa. Though we see their fault, drishta doshe, we see their faults, the things that they have done for us, we are still mamatva krishtamana. So we still feel that they are our people. Mamatva krishtamana. So our heart still feels they are our own, and though we see their faults in the things that they have done, we still feel they are our own. We still feel attached to them. Tat kimetan mahabhaga yanmoho jnaninorapi. He has himself, this is where we all do the fault. We all think we are all already knowledgeable people. We feel like, we are all knowledgeable. Jnaninorapi. We feel like we know everything. Ego, no? Ego, it gives us that feeling that we know everything and we are very knowledgeable. Tat kimetan mahabaha. Yan moho jnaninorapi. How is it that even for a knowledgeable person who should know better things better happen like this? Even for a knowledgeable person, how he can be deluded? Yan moho, how he can be deluded by the fact, by the happenings. How is it possible? So he has decided himself that he is a jnani, he has got knowledge. Why he is not able to understand the difference? Why the mind, because he is not able to understand why the mind is still attached to things that they have lost. Why they have the soft corner or the love, affection towards the things, towards those people who took it away from them. There is no answer for them. They feel, I feel deluded like yan moho jnaninorapi. Though I am knowledgeable, why I feel deluded by this happening? Mahabhaga, venerable sage again, tat kimetan maha, how is it that it happens to us? Mamasya cha bhavatyesha vivekantasya mudata. This is the confusion that we have. Perplexity. Mamasya cha vivekantasya mudata. Why we are blind to the vivekam. Vivekam means right understanding of things, doing things in the right way. Understanding things in a better way. Mudha means blind. How is the perplexity? The yamamasya cha bhavatyesha vivekandasya. People who don't understand the right thing, they are blind towards it, also behave the same way. Here we are knowledgeable, we also behave the same way. This confusion we are not able to comprehend. Why people, knowledgeable people like us, should be as deluded as people who are blind to right understanding? This confusion, this perplexity, I am not able to understand. First thing is the ego, how it plays. First we think we are knowledgeable, fine, you are knowledgeable. Others are trying to understand. Others don't have the right understanding. How can you decide on that? No? We don't know that. Because they don't have the type of knowledge that you have in your field, you cannot call them as not having the right understanding. I may be good at something. I'm not good at everything, no. He may be good at something. He may not be good at the same thing that you are good at. There's two differences. You are good at something, he is good at something else. He need not be good at the same thing that you are good at. Because you feel like he doesn't know what you know, you just write him off. He doesn't know anything. These are all the tendencies that we all have. They just bring it out so subtly here. But we have to understand one more thing. This is the first step. There, first I told you, identifying your fault. He has exactly pinpointedly, he has told, identified that. He has the confusion why he should be as deluded as any other ordinary person. Then what is the point of this knowledge if it is not going to give me the right understanding of things? If it is not going to give me the truth, what is the point of this knowledge? So, now the search is on. The search, the question that comes, this is the first thing, that you have to identify your fault. You have to accept that this is the problem. Identifying the problem, accepting the problem, and going to ask for some kind of a solution to that for a person who is higher in knowledge than you. This is the first step towards spirituality, and these two have taken it. We have to take it only in that sense. Their misconception is only one thing: they have superior knowledge while others don't have. You cannot underrate someone else's knowledge as such. They may be good at something that you are not. We have to understand that. So they feel like they have the superior knowledge, but then Medas is going to, the sage is going to talk now, the Rishi is going to talk, answer. From next week we will learn that. So the Rishi is going to talk and he will tell them how wrong they both are. The line of understanding the way the world behaves, why things are happening, we feel like so much of adharma happens all around us. How much misleading it is actually, like, why these things have to happen. You get angry about a lot of stuff that is not, in general I am talking about. You get angry about, upset about a lot of things that happens around us. We also get carried away, Something adharmic is going to happen in front of our eyes, we also get carried away. We feel, why should these things do happen? So the delusion happens at every stage for everyone. Jnaninam api chetamsi, he will say, Jnaninam api chetamsi Devi Bhavati Kisa Balada Krishnamohaya Mahamaya Prayaschati. So even if you are a jnani, Mahamaya takes you and Balada Krishnamohaya. Balavantama, she pushes you into the Maya. Even for a jnani. You cannot relax like, I have reached the top. I don't need to worry. You have to understand, like when you fall from the top only you get injured very badly. No? So that is what, even she doesn't spare anybody, even if he's a jnani. That is what he says. Rishi is going to explain. Having knowledge or no knowledge, spiritual knowledge is different. Understanding the way the world this works, Maya, how it works in this world is all different. It is not the same what we see. What we see looks big for us, in our lives. Everything what we see is the biggest thing for us. Be it like, anybody's illness or anyone doing extremely well in their lives. All these things are important and it is very big for us. If our children achieve something, we feel very happy and proud. We feel that is our child is the best child in this whole world. And that is the tendency, we all have it. But the entire world is a big picture you just imagine the huge canvas, like, where the entire world, its system is there. The functionality of the system, how it goes. How the entire prapancham functions. As an individual, we all know what is happening in our lives, but the prapancham, how it functions. That is something is very, very interesting in what the Rishi is going to talk in the next segment. Okay? We'll see next week.